Let's explore the case of a positive externality. Let's think, for example, about the market for vaccines. Suppose we have an upward-sloping supply curve for vaccines that reflects the marginal cost of making an additional unit. And here is the downward-sloping demand curve that reflects the marginal benefit to the consumer that decides whether or not they should go ahead and purchase the vaccine. In a competitive market, we'll get an outcome where supply equals demand. But of course, if one person is vaccinated and they don't get sick, they're also less likely to transmit the disease to someone else. So if you, for example, get a flu vaccine and you're around me in the same room, I'm less likely to get the flu because you're less likely to transmit it to me. In other words, you'll be creating a positive externality. We can model a positive externality as either a shift down of the marginal cost curve, or the way I prefer to think about it, as a shift up of the marginal benefit. The benefit to society includes not only the benefit to the consumer, but also the benefit to other people. The difference between these two lines is the marginal impact on society of one more person getting vaccinated. So it's the marginal external benefit. Again, from a society's point of view, we want to produce where the social marginal cost is equal to the social marginal benefit. So here's my social marginal benefit. Here is the marginal cost. So from a society's point of view, I want to produce at this quantity here. This is the efficient quantity. But the amount that's produced in the market is where supply equals demand. And where supply equals demand is this outcome here. So that is the market equilibrium. And we see that in a case of a positive externality, too little is being produced. In other words, what we're doing here is we're leaving money on the table. Let's think through this one more time. Let's think about these units here. For all these units, the units between the equilibrium that the market is producing and the efficient outcome, for each one of these units, the benefit to society exceeds the cost to society. So by not producing these units, we are leaving money on the table. And that's why this is a source of inefficiency. We want society to move to this outcome, which is the efficient outcome. In an unregulated market, we get production where supply equals demand. In other words, where the private marginal cost is equal to the private marginal benefit. But the social marginal benefit includes both the private marginal benefit and the marginal externality. In other words, we really should be producing more than we're producing. The competitive market underproduces a good where we have a positive externality. It creates deadweight loss because we're not producing some units for which the marginal social benefit is greater than the marginal cost. And by not producing these goods, we're leaving money on the table.